যুগান্তকারী বই বানাবে, তাতে হিরো হিরোইন, নাচা গানা, ভাব ভালোবাসা কিছুই নেই।
আর ওই যে ঢ্যাঙা তাইল গাছের মতন, হেইটা কে?
ওটাই তো পালের গোদা, ডাইরেক্টর।
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about Anik Dotto's new film Aparajito, starring Jitu, Shayani Ghosh, Devashish Roy, Anusha Majumdar and Anusha Vishwanathan in lead roles. Honestly speaking, I'm really a very big fan of Anik Dotto's films, be it The Bhuter Bhovishyot or Ashtorya Pradip or Meghnad Bad Rahosyo or later Borun Babur Bondhu. He's that director who, like Satyajit Ray, uses comedy so subtly that barring some people, the rest of the audience never feels that tight slap which the director bestows upon us as a society. Okay, now let's see the basic plot first. As it is known to most of us, this film is about the making of Ray's iconic enigma, Pother Panchali, popularly known in English as the Song of the Little Road. So basically this film shows how a person influenced by world cinema embarks upon the path of making a path-breaking surreal work of art that introduces Indians to the Italian neorealism. How a towering giant Aparajito Rai uses puny little Prabir Banerjee to create one of world cinema's most iconic characters, Manik. Okay, so now I will be speaking about the good and the bad aspects of the film. Firstly, the bad aspects of the film. Let's get done with it quickly. Bad aspects I feel are trivial, but it's my work to be honest about my feelings, and so will I be. Firstly, the most annoying part was the change of names, and god they were feeling feigned and unnecessarily crappy. I mean, changing Satyajit to Aparajito, changing Sukumar to Srikumar and Upendra Kishore to Birendra Kishore is acceptable. But changing Pother Panchali to Pother Padaboli or changing the entire name and surname of Bibhutibhushan Bandyopadhyay, even the characters of the original novel have been named otherwise. Oppu becomes Manik, an interchange of pet names with the director, if you know what I mean. Koruna becomes Boruna. It feels so forced that it gets on your nerves after a point of time. Another thing I feel was off about the movie was the interval point, which is too forced. মানে রাখতে হবে বলেই রেখেছে. Okay, now let's go to the good aspects of the film. The research, the story, the screenplay and the dialogues are just brilliant. Anik Dotto is a dedicated writer and a tried and tested Ray fan. Take his earlier films as an example. In Ashtorya Pradip or Bhuter Bhovishyot or its sequel, he uses fantasy in the most realistic manner possible, a treatment that is both a pleasure to your senses and a rarity in today's world, which was Ray's approach for films like Gopika and Bhagabain, Hirok Rajar Deshe or Borosh Pathor. And on the other side of the line are films like Borun Babur Bondhu, Meghnad Bad Rahosyo, which smells of movies like Nayak and Oshani Sanket, which are much more awakening and shine a mirror on our society at large. Now coming to Aparajito, this film is a class apart. This film itself reeks of the very neo-realism Pother Panchali was all about. Your senses fail to differentiate between the reality and the fantasy shown on screen. The dialogue writing is excellent, but the film communicates more with its visuals than it does with its dialogues, as Ray did in Pother Panchali. This film doesn't bank on your emotions. Instead, the film is standing tall on its writing and technicalities. The editing and VFX team were really good, though nothing exceptional, but considering the budget, no complaints whatsoever. The supporting characters were carefully chosen, and all of them were just spot on, bringing life into the frames, especially Shayani Ghosh, Devashish Roy, and the person who played Pother Padaboli's art director. Anjana Basu was the perfect choice for Sarvamangala. The camera angles and frames have rendered the film picture perfect. Some camera angles were so accurate that Borun Chandu looked like Jawaharlal Nehru. Paran Bandyopadhyay resembled Dr. Bidhan Rai, and we as audience were utterly confused as to who was there in the frame. Was it a VFX made Ray or was it Jitu? Such accurate and dedicated is Somnath Kundu. No doubt he is one of the best in the country right now. The art director's recreation of the iconic scenes from Pother Panchali couldn't have been done better, and the details in the screenplay are adequate enough to glue you to your position in your seats with eyes fixed at the screen. The treatment is much different from any regular docudrama. However, all this would have been wasted if Jitu wasn't so accurate in portraying the giant persona with all his accuracy. The way he has broken down his physique, the way he has modulated his voice, his innocent smirk and his expressions all were synonymous with the towering legend Satyajit Ray.
বিমান রায় চিফ মিনিস্টার?
হ্যাঁ, শিলা মাসির মেয়ে অর্চিতা আমার স্কুলের জুনিয়র, ও তোমাকে নিয়ে যাবে।
Anik Dotto is the real hero of the film. He has played his best cards and created a masterpiece on the creation of a masterpiece. The director holds the film together. This phrase has come to life and is true in every aspect. His direction and his way of execution is like no other.
বেস্ট হিউম্যান ডকুমেন্ট শিরোপায় ভূষিত হয়েছে। এত বড় সম্মান আমাদের দেশের কোনো চলচ্চিত্র পরিচালক এই প্রথম পেলেন। পথের পদাবলীর হাত ধরে বাংলা তথা ভারতীয় চলচ্চিত্র পৌঁছে গেল বিশ্বের দরবারে।